Okay, so here's the part two to this timing contact point, which is understanding how to get your club, the sole of the club, to hit slightly in front of the golf ball without a lot of shaft lean, which was not what we want, and or what most people do, which is flipping it like this. Now, again, remember what our goal is. Our goal is a 5-yard scale: 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, 25 yards, right? Then we have a 10-yard scale: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Not one, you want to make sure that you do not jump zones, jump yardages while you're doing this. So what we'll do is, I drew a line here. You'll see this will be it's pretty straight line. I'll get the line, the part that I drew here, right on the lead side of my face, and then when I take it back, what I'll do, I'm just going to take it back for a 10-yard shot, and I'll put the sole of the club, I'll make sure that hit in front of that line, okay? And you can use a ball for a reference here as well. Try to draw a little straighter to the camera. And so I've got my ball. I'm not setting up to the ball here, but when I take it back, and then that hit in front of the ball, okay? I'll walk up to the next one. I'll dig my feet in, and there. So I've got that. That's very, very, very important to know. Now, there's even if you're real stiff, if you can just hit. Now, I'm not saying this. You'll learn this when we get to the float. But even if you're really stiff, or if you're flipping it, you can flip it like I can flip this and hit that in front of the ball, just like that. And that's not what I'm saying. We want to make sure that we have softness, but we also have fullness, which are alignments that will have the form in better shape. Now, how often should you do this? I'm telling you, I still do it to this day. You can't be too good with timing. This is a dimension. This is a major. If you're hitting behind that line that you drew, and you're doing this, you'll see your body's outrunning it, or you just stop and flip. Your hand-eye is not trained well enough to strike. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that even just on a 10-yard shot, that we have built-in timing. Now, this is not even with a ball. So if we put a ball down, it gets trickier. It's very, very, very important. If you don't have a bunker, you can certainly draw a line and get some paint, draw it on your grass, whatever you need to do. But you just draw that, put it on your ball position, and the sole of the club should hit just a couple inches, a few inches, and in front of the ball. Now also, this is also grip alignment point. What is the grip alignment point? Okay, so if I set up, get that ball out of the way, I take my normal ball position, which would not be up here. That'd be the left side of my face, right here. So it's here. I take it back. I could take it back wherever, but let's just say we're practicing this short shot in the small zone 3 here, and also just, maybe 15, 20-yard shot. What I would do here is I'm trying to get the shaft in alignment through. I'm trying to hit the same spot down into the sand where I was before, and then maintain that just a few inches to where it's in left shoulder, my left armpit, my left wrist, elbow, knee, and also ankle and foot are in alignment. I do not want to see this. Even though you can do that, the timing contact point, you can also do it this way. I want to see where it's releasing out. That way we're expressing all of our energy out into the golf ball, not through force, but through alignment. Softness and alignment, okay? And that's about as simple as we can make it. That's one dimension. Remember, we have the second. So if we've got that down, and you can use any device that will help you with this. This isn't the best device in the world, but it's a good one to help amateurs show what it looks like. You still have to, even though, I'm going to move this out of the way, I can hit that grass. You can see it'll do it every time. If you watch, I can swing it down, and it'll hit the same spot every time. Now if I take this off, the sand, it comes out and away. If I take it here and pull that baseline left, I'm swinging across the ball. That's how you learn how you're doing it. Just remember, the longer the swing goes, it comes in from more the side here. It comes in from the side, and then it goes forward. Okay? It doesn't come into the side and go out. It doesn't come in straight up and down and across. You can get away with upright swings. There's nothing wrong with having an upright swing as long as the side of the shaft is coming back down in this baseline. So if you went up like this, like crazy, and then you kept it down here, as long as this is coming on, the shaft is good. If you got up here, and that's why somebody here, and then they try to pull across left like this, they'd be in big trouble, okay? And vice versa, just remember that. That's the baseline you establish. So the last thing you can do with this, just remember, is the depth of the divot. The depth that you're training at. And beginners, raw beginners, I think it helps everybody personally, even a high level player. So I'm going to adjust my stance to the camera here. But if you watch here, what's the depth? It had a nice sound to it. Okay, and if you don't know what it's supposed to sound like, you just need to listen to these videos. Just listen to the sound I just made. That's what your goal would be. That's a little softer swing. Now watch, this would be incorrect. That's incorrect. Because that's going, the ball will hop up over the face. It'll be fat. That means that it won't go anywhere. And then you got this swing too. No sand at all. So when you're practicing, if you're just practicing this dimension and you're working on that, make sure you have control of the amount of sand that you want. It's going to be hard enough just to hit just like that on a soft swing. But then our goal would be, as you'll learn, there's 5 zones. There's zone 1, you've got zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, which is 3/4, and then zone 5. It should be able to be done in all 5 zones. But more important than the zones, in my opinion, are the yardages. So think 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards. You do not want to hit it 10 yards looking like this. That means you're not hitting it solid. If you see your swing that sloppy and you're hitting it 10 yards, it's because you're not hitting it solid. You should only be just about right here, because that means that if you're hitting it, swinging back that far, you're changing this baseline to a big wipe. So you'd have to work on the baseline, okay? Or you're hitting behind the ball. Those are the things you have to factor in, or you're chopping. You have to practice. So the bunker can really help you with overall timing, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. So here's a little longer. And you can see I'm never accelerating. I'm always just practicing decel. So get your line right. Still work on your baseline that we talked about, and then work on the depth for your divot out in reality there. So anyway, I enjoyed this. I know it'll help you. Looking forward. That covers the timing contact point and the grip alignment point. Good job.